crashed my drone into the river. Welcome back to another episode of the Michigan Magnet Man. I am on the Cass River today here in Carroll, Michigan at Indian Fields Park. Now, this river is known for bringing logs down the river when my town was first founding. If you remember back to episode 6, you would see that we stumbled across an old logging community to include their little water spout and all of the area that they were tenting and living at while the river was bringing logs down. Now, I'm hoping that being said that I find a lot of stuff in this little area. This little area is also huge for fishing. I always see people fishing down here in the summer, so I see that being beneficial. Down at the other spot, downriver where I magnet fish at Chippewa Park, is where I found a lot of steamboat pieces. So I'm hoping that I find some parts to some old steamboats as well while I'm magnet fishing today. So without further ado, let's go. As you can see, I am barefoot. I just had a mishap with the drone. This is the first time this has happened. I was getting a little too daring. I crashed my drone into the river. I luckily found it within like 15 seconds of it going in. It didn't go too far. I was really worried. The battery was still on, so I pulled the battery out. I'm gonna let it dry. I'm gonna put it in rice when I get home, and please, I hope it still works. Okay, let's keep going. And we're gonna take our first throw of the day. This water is fairly cold. It's been in the 50s and high 40s the last couple nights. It's cooled down a lot from the hot weather we were having. Fall's coming. It's my favorite time of year. Like I said, there's no need to toss it too far. Now, if you guys watched last week's video, we took out my buddy's 1986 Suzuki LT250R out to his sister's house. That was a lot of fun. It was a little bit of a time crunch, but we were able to make it happen. If there's anything you guys want to see new in these videos, go ahead and make a suggestion. Also, if you're in the Michigan, anywhere in Michigan, go ahead and hit me up if you want to film an episode doing anything, riding horses, anything, feeding animals. I'm down to come and film. Just let me know. Oh, and we got something. We got two things. And with that throw, we have got 2 lucky nails. That's gotta be a good sign. It is starting to warm up. I'm dried up now after getting out of the river, going to get my drone. I still can't believe that happened. I'm very careful typically with the drone, except for hitting tight spots, but places where it won't go into water normally. That was not the case today. Man, it looks like there's a whole bunch of old building material out here. Ooh. And on that throw, we got 2 more nails. Oh, I brought the magnet over, and my goal is to get that piece of metal up and out. I don't know how it's gonna go, but we'll see. It looks like there might be something connected to the bottom of it, but I'm not sure. We'll see once I get a hold of it. So I want to throw out just past where it is. That way, when I pull it back, I can catch up on it. Ooh, that is me almost falling. I do that a lot. Yeah. There's definitely something on the back. And that something is definitely heavy. I'm on it. It's slipping right off. Try moving it the other way. I continued to rock the pipe back and forth in the water, trying to get it released up from the muck. Sometimes this works for me. right there. You can tell when you are releasing the muck because bubbles will start to float up from the bottom of the river where air is being released. Looks like I got onto it good now. Ooh. Almost. All right, so I'm gonna pull it back up and give it another shot. I'm gonna try to get to the base of it and pull whatever it is the opposite way, up closer towards the shore over here. Always make sure and check that this is tight. Now, I don't use lock thread very often. I find it just breaks when I use it, no matter what I do, and it never stays how I like it. This, I don't mind tightening it on every now and then. So if you don't use Loctite, make sure you are checking on your magnet. You don't want to lose your magnet out there. So I figured out what's on the bottom of that pole. It is a giant hunk of cement. There's no way I'm pulling that up with just my magnet. I might come back out here another day and bring one of my friends and use my other magnet, but today I'm gonna have to pass up. So I'm gonna make a big toss and we'll keep searching. Ooh, I keep almost falling all day. Now in episode 6, I used to use a tripod that had a wrap around, and I wrapped it on this here handle right here. As you can see, I have upgraded in the world. If you guys have not, I can't keep recommending this enough. Go check out the DJI website and check out their products. Like, honestly, like, I'm not even being sponsored by these guys or paid by DJI whatsoever. I just use the Osmo One and I love it. Also, the DJI Mavic Mini has been like the staple of my vlogs the past like 3 or 4 weeks. I honestly couldn't imagine what I'd be doing without them. So if you have not, head over to DJI's website and check out all the products. You won't be disappointed. Like I said, I highly recommend them. They feel super sturdy. They're made out of nice materials, and like, I've gotten them wet. I've done all kinds of things. Like I said, this drone just went in the river. I'm hoping it starts up. I'll let you guys know at the end of the video if it does. So that throw was a little bit further downriver. If you have not, head over to my Instagram. You can check me out at the Michigan Magnet Man. I post new videos and photos throughout the week there. I also hold giveaways and have contests there, so if you have not, check that out. A few weeks ago, I gave away some Brute Magnetics products, a hat and a shirt. So you could be the next lucky winner. So go head over there and give me a follow. On that find, I got 2 more nails. Now that's all I'm catching out here. I don't know what's up with this old metal, but like I said, the old logs used to come through here, and maybe these could have been in the logs or something. It is such a beautiful day. The sun's kind of let up a little bit, but the clouds are very few. And it's actually warmed up a lot since I first got out here. Ooh. And on that find, we have a Budweiser cap. With that find, I have a little clip that's used to hold sinkers onto fishing line. Stuck on a... Ooh. Kind of fine, but there's some fishing line connected too. With that find, we've got a fishing lure and some fishing gear. And I've got a piece of cable. Oh, and I've also got a little nail on there. This spot is turning out to be not terrible. I'm finding things. It's been a while since I've gone out magnet fishing, and I'm really enjoying this. Ooh, got a little tangle up in my knot. In my rope, I mean. The only time I ever really see people out here, they're putting their kayaks into the water as the stairs come down too. But there's not a lot of people that use this water. It seemed really dirty most of my life. A lot of people talked about the E. coli issue, but the water is a lot cleaner these days. I don't think I would eat out of it still, or really want to get into it much. But that might just be predetermined in my head from growing up. Ooh. And with that throw, we got another little fishing lure. This little piece of barbed wire was my latest find. It had to have been down there for a while. It just snapped super easy. Today's video is brought to you by Brute Magnetics. If you go to www.brutemagnetics.com, you'll find a large assortment of all different types of magnet fishing gear and accessories. As soon as I said the sun was out and shiny, it went away for a while. It's finally back out. This ended up being a fun little spot to magnet fish. There's no people really. There's been a couple people walking their dogs by, but not many people. I enjoy spots where that aren't like heavily populated. It kind of like, I hate when people stare so much. I know they're interested and I want to help them and tell them about it, but it just feels so awkward. I'm getting better at that. And on that throw, we got nothing. There is no good way to throw this magnet from here. It's just awkward. I want to throw it downriver a little bit. I know it's not far, but it's across. It's making it hard. And on that find, we got 2 more nails. On that find, we've got some more nails. This past week when I went out magnet fishing, a dad and his son were coming out right after I was when I was leaving, and we're doing a little magnet fishing. It was nice to see the community spreading a little bit and more people doing their part to get these rivers cleaned up. The sun is back out and shining. It feels great out here. I swear, every time I come out here, I end up spending hours on the water. And on that find, we've got 3 more nails. There's a lot of nails here. These are from a woodpecker or from a bug? Some sort of mite, maybe? I think it might be a pecker. I keep trying different ways to throw this thing, trying to get comfortable, and I'm not comfortable throwing it. But it's going nonetheless. A little hip and a scat. I used to throw shot put in high school, and throwing this magnet so much kind of reminds me of that a little bit. I also threw discus, but shot put was my specialty. I think there's a couple logs over here where I'm throwing currently because I keep getting stuck up in some branches, I believe. Let's see what we got. And on that throw, we got 2 things. First thing we got is a little spinner. Now, one of these red and white ones, I have found a lot of these in my time magnet fishing, like probably 3 or 4 of them, the same exact one. So these have to be either newer or really old and they don't make them anymore. And that's the only way to find them. And the next part we've got another little jig. And pretty cool. If you can hear in the background, there's a train going. Not many trains come through my hometown lately. Now, this time of year, there are, because there's the Pioneer Sugar Factory located in my hometown. We're gonna get this pulled up and call it a day. Hopefully we catch something on our last throw. Pioneer Sugar was founded in 1906 and provides 1,500 seasonal jobs to the area every year. Let's see what we got. Normally if I catch something on my last throw, I'll keep throwing. So if I catch something now, I'm going to go ahead and probably throw 1 more. And that is it. Now an update on the drone. It has been a couple days since the drone went into the river. So I did a couple steps when I first got the drone back to the house. And what I did is I started by pouring isopropyl alcohol all through the electronic components in there. I know that seems nuts, but what it does is it'll get out all of the water that's in there. It'll mix it up with it. It'll get all the debris out. And it'll make it a lot cleaner on the inside, and it'll also help dry it out. After I did that, I took a blow dryer on the cool setting, and I used that to dry the inside out quite a bit. I then placed it in some rice for about 24 hours, and I found some silica packs that my mom had, and I shoved those up in the battery compartment where the battery goes on the drone. And I've had those sitting for about another 12 hours. So it's been about 36 hours in rice, and I've dried it out good. I'm gonna go ahead and take it out of rice and see if slap a battery in it and see if it works. So we'll go ahead and get this bag of rice opened. I just want to shake it out really good. I want to get everything out. I don't want any rice stuck inside the drone. These are the silica packs that I placed inside. I'm hoping those did a good job of helping dry it out in there. Now when I did take it apart, I did take all of the blades off. So hopefully, when I put some new blades on, that'll work too. There's rice stuck in some spots in here. I'm just gonna keep shaking it. Now that we have all the rice out, we're gonna put a battery in and see if she starts up. Now I'm not using the same battery that was in it. I won't reuse that battery again. Moment of truth. Okay, so there we go. It lit up. All the components seem to be working on it. I'm gonna slap some blades on this and see if we have any connectivity issues. So I did get some new blades to put on. Now that we've got all the blades put back onto the drone, let's check and make sure she still fires up. The blades do their little check. And that's the noise that we're looking for. That's gonna let me know it's on. Let's go ahead and switch over to the controller and let's see if we can connect. So we are opened up to the DJI Fly app. I'm getting my controller started. I hear the drone making noise. Ooh. And we do have some camera, which is good. That's better than I was expecting, but it says that I need to take off with caution because there's no GPS, which is normal. Now, the other part is, it is making a zzz. Can you hear that? That noise doesn't sound very good, but let's go outside and see if she flies. Okay, so I think I might have all my props on good now. Changed them a little bit.
Take off.
And that was the problem. We have liftoff.
Please check it on the map.
After recovering this drone from the river, drying it out properly, getting all the blades put back on, I am so happy to say I successfully got her back in the air. Mission accomplished. That is going to be all for today's video, guys. If you like today's video, go ahead and hit subscribe and turn those alerts on. I post new videos every single Friday, and I post new clips to my Instagram every single week. See you next week.